Hi there, Rhonda Y. Williams here with show takeaways and tips that help you lead above the grind. So, this was a really good one, and I'm glad to be here with you today. But before we get started, hit the subscribe button and like the video. I can't wait to share the tips and get your reactions on the other side. So, today I'm going to share with you tips to help you improve your executive presence. Now, if you'd like to connect with me to explore more about how Leadership Above the Grind Mentoring and Coaching Academy can help you build your executive presence and so many other leadership skills, I'll put a link in the notes below. Take action and let's talk. Now, first, let's clarify what we mean when we say executive presence. I think this quote by Sylvia Ann Hewlett sums it up really nicely. It is executive presence. And no man or woman attains a top job, lands an extraordinary deal, or develops a significant following without this heady combination of confidence, poise, and authenticity. That is what convinces the rest of us that we are in the presence of someone who is the real deal. So, given that, how would you rate your executive presence? Type it in the comments below. It is important to note that executive presence is not just for executive leaders. This is not just for the C suite. This cuts through every aspect of your life, both personally and professionally. As one of our audience members said on the show today, parents and people who are close to you also show up with executive presence. There are a few characteristics we focused on during the show because executive presence is a collection, a set of skills. The first one we focused on was communication, and it is essential that our communication reflect who we are. Are we clear in our communication, and does it match our values that we express to others? Think about a leader who had poor communication. How did you feel about him or her? How would you characterize their executive presence? Communication and the way we express ourselves is absolutely critical, from our tone to the speed of our speech to our body language. It all matters. Second, we focused on appearance during the show, and we talked quite a bit about this because this can be a challenging one. No one wants to feel as if they're being judged based on style alone. Yet, how you show up, your appearance matters. Before we ever say a word, we are communicating through our appearance. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So it's important to pay attention to the details here and ensure that you are operating within the framework of your organization. What does their culture say about dress? Whether you're in the corporate space or the personal space, intentionally sending messages matters. Third, we talked about gravitas. And included in gravitas, we mentioned things like confidence, emotional intelligence, decisiveness, integrity, and alignment with your values. It is not one of these things, but the collective that contributes to how others perceive and receive us. I'm passionate about these skills. So if you'd like to talk more about them, schedule an appointment and I'm happy to explore how we can support you. Now, here are 8 tips to help you improve your executive presence. And remember, this is both personally and professionally. Number one, define your signature style. What is that? How do you want to show up? And what message are you sending? Number two, ask for feedback. And when it is provided, listen. It doesn't mean that you should change everything based on what one person shared. You ultimately are the decider in what you act on and what you do not. Number three, brand consistency. Do an audit of your brand. On the show, Salida said it's important to have congruence between your brand and who you truly are. Number four, communicate for clarity, understanding, and don't forget connection. Number five, integrity. Ensure your values and your behaviors match. There's nothing worse than one person who says one thing and does something completely different. Number six, project confidence. Listen, just because you have a few butterflies doesn't mean you can't project confidence externally to others. No one can see the butterflies in your belly. Number seven, understanding self awareness. You always want to be sure how others are perceiving you. And ask yourself if this aligns with your intention and your values. Number eight, emotional agility. Instead of acting out of emotion, we want to recognize our emotion, accept our emotions, and then act from our values and not from the emotion. Those are the 8 tips for improving executive presence. If there is anyone in your circle who might find value, don't forget to share. When you have executive presence, it truly is a game changer in both your personal life and in your career. There are so many things that unlock for you when you do. It allows you to inspire and empower others. You naturally develop the ability to be able to draw people into your conversation. You have the ability to articulate a clear vision, and you become competent at painting pictures through your ability to tell great stories. Additionally, even in high stress situations, you can respond calmly, and this teaches others how to think and to problem solve. They become invested in you as a leader, and this makes your job easier. Thanks so much for tuning in to ways you can improve your executive presence. Don't forget to subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to watch the full episode of the Coffee with Rhonda show. It was episode 72, where we had a full hour to break down executive presence. Until next time, let's learn to lead above the grind.